Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through a couple player props I like on Prizepicks for today's MLB slate on Tuesday, August the 6th. We've got a full slate of MLB games today, guys. I got two early props that we're going to talk about in this video that I do like for tonight, that we're going to talk about, we're going to break down, we're going to share why I like these plays. Now, as always guys, before we do get started breaking down the plays, if you do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, if they do help you out, make sure to hit that like button down below. Always appreciate the likes, guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to Prizepicks and if you don't have an account over on Prizepicks, you can sign up, linked down below in the description, or just make sure to use that promo code NOAH when you sign up for Prizepicks. And when you place your first $5 lineup, you'll instantly get $50 in promo funds added to your account. That's available for all new users. So that's a cool promotion Prizepicks is running right now. It's an incentive to sign up. And if you guys don't have an account on Prizepicks, again, use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up, so that way you do get those $50 in promo funds added to your account. And also, we do have a partnership with Sleeper. If you guys want to check out Sleeper, you can do so, linked down below in the description, or again, just use that promo code NOAH over on Sleeper, and you'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. Now, if you guys don't know what Sleeper is, they are a DFS pick'em app similar to Prizepicks, where you're picking more or less on player projections. You build out an entry. You can make up to an 8-pick entry on Sleeper. You can win up to 100x your money. So if you guys want to check out Sleeper, sign up, use promo code NOAH, and again, you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. But let's go ahead and talk through the props that I'm liking for Tuesday, guys. Now, I do want to recap our two plays from Monday's video before we talk through today's plays. So Monday, thought we were going to hit both of our plays Monday, but unfortunately, Hunter Brown, we took him for more than 5 strikeouts, and he finished with 4 strikeouts. He only had 1 strikeout through 3 innings, so it was not looking good. And then the 4th inning comes around, he strikes out the side in the 4th inning, so he had 4 Ks through 4 innings, and then he pitches the next 2 innings without recording a strikeout, finishes with 4 Ks. But we paired that with Logan Webb over 31.5 fantasy score, which it did hit. Logan Webb luckily was able to get the win. Didn't get the quality start. He got pulled and out before he could get a quality start. In the 6th inning, he started to kind of unravel a little bit, but luckily was able to get a win, which was enough to put him over his fantasy score line. But man, Hunter Brown not getting at least 5 Ks was definitely frustrating. I thought we were going to have that one after he had 4 Ks through 4 innings, but then pitched the next 2 innings without recording a strikeout. Just that's how it's been going for me lately. So we'll try and bounce back here, guys, for Tuesday. It is Taco Tuesday today, so we'll have to see what kind of tacos we get. Hopefully they're good ones. But yeah, we got some props to talk about for Tuesday. Let's go ahead and break them down. So both the props I like for today, guys, are going to be pitcher fantasy scores. And the first prop that I'm liking is going to be Mackenzie Gore. We're actually going to be taking him for more than 30.5 pitcher fantasy score. And if you look at Mackenzie Gore's recent games, I mean, it looks bad. Like, you just see a lot of red. I mean, he got roughed up against the Cardinals, 10 fantasy points. Roughed up against the Mets, 14 fantasy points. Had 3 against the Reds, 6 against the Cardinals, 10 against the Diamondbacks. You look at his strikeout prop. His strikeout prop today is set at 6.5. I think his under, I'm assuming people are betting his under. It's one of the most popular plays on the board right now. Mackenzie Gore, 6.5 strikeouts. And I'm assuming it's popular because people are taking the under. You can just look at his recent games, and obviously you can see that he has been struggling lately. The books know that, though, and they're still setting his lines. For example, his strikeout prop is still set at 6.5, even though he hasn't even come close to covering that in his last 5 games. So, like, that's one of the reasons you should never look at last 5 games, because it doesn't mean anything. If it meant something, the books wouldn't have Mackenzie Gore's strikeout prop set at 6.5 today when he hasn't even come close to that. You look at his last 5 games, he's only had 3 strikeouts, average of 3 Ks his last 5. The books are not going to put his strikeout prop at 2.5. I mean, they're just not going to do that because everyone hammered the over. That just shows you that, recent performance means something, but it doesn't mean everything like some people think. So even though Mackenzie Gore has been struggling lately, I do like this as a bounce back spot for him against the Giants. Honestly, I kind of like his over 6.5 strikeouts, and sportsbook odds are actually favoring the over on that. This feels like a really good spot for Gore to get right. I mean, you look at the matchups he's had lately, like, these are not easy matchups. These teams all hit left-handed pitching fairly well. These teams also don't really strike out. Like, the Cardinals don't strike out against lefties. The Mets don't strike out. The Diamondbacks don't strike out. The Reds, they've had a lower K rate against lefties this year. So it's been a tough stretch for Gore lately, but now he faces the Giants, who are a team that will strike out against left-handed pitching. this season, the Giants have the 9th highest strikeout rate against lefties, but as of late, the Giants have been striking out even more. Last 30 days, they have a 32.1% strikeout rate, which is 3rd highest in the league. Only the Braves and Rockies have been striking out more against lefties than the Giants. So the Giants have been striking out a ton as of late. They've still been hitting the ball relatively well. Like, they do rank top 10 in WRC plus during that sample. So maybe Mackenzie Gore, maybe he gives up a few runs here. Like, you look at his earned runs allowed prop, the line is set at 2.5. Juice is slightly favoring the under. Maybe Gore gives up 2 or 3 runs, but I still think he's got plenty of strikeout upside in this matchup. He could definitely potentially go 6 innings. I know it's been a struggle for Gore this season to pitch deep into games, but like, you look at his pitching outs line, that's set at 16 today, and he's not even come close to going over that lately. So I wouldn't be surprised if Gore's able to pitch 5 or 6 innings here, potentially get a quality start. Definitely think he's got strikeout upside in this matchup. Maybe he could get a win as well. I'm not banking it on him getting a win, but I definitely think it's it could be on the table here. But what I am banking on is 6, 7 strikeouts here for Mackenzie Gore, and potential for a quality start as well if he can go 6 innings. And if Mackenzie Gore can go 6 innings, get a quality start, I think he's got a pretty good chance of going over this fantasy score line. But he could definitely go over this fantasy score line without getting a quality start, especially if he's able to rack up strikeouts, which, again, in this matchup, it definitely, odds are favoring him to get some strikeouts here because of how much the Giants have been striking out as of late. So they've got a pretty good chance of getting 31 fantasy score here for Mackenzie Gore, especially like if he goes over his K prop, 6.5. If he gets 7 strikeouts tonight, he should have a very good chance of getting 31 fantasy score. I was looking at his game log this season. When he's had at least 7 strikeouts, he's had 30, 39, 30, 52, 38, 43, 49, 58, and 54 fantasy scores. So there have been 2 games this season where he got 7 strikeouts but only had 30 and 30 fantasy score. However, there have been 2 games this season where he didn't get 7 strikeouts but still had 31 fantasy score. He had 6 strikeouts against the Phillies but had 35 fantasy score, and then he had only 4 strikeouts against the Dodgers but had 31 fantasy score. He was able to get a quality start in that matchup against the Dodgers. So, like, it's kind of pick your poison here, but I'm a fan of both Mackenzie Gore over 6.5, 30.5 fantasy score and 6.5 strikeouts. I think the public, you look at the Prizepicks people, the popular tab. This is one of the more popular plays already is Mackenzie Gore under 6.5 strikeouts. I like going against that, saying he goes over this line tonight. Sportsbook odds are favoring the over. It's a great matchup for strikeouts here. So what we're going to be rolling with, guys, is our first prop for tonight. We're going to take Mackenzie Gore for more than 30.5 pitcher fantasy score. And then the other pitcher fantasy score that I like is Shota Imanaga. We're going to take him for more than 32.5 pitcher fantasy score. And let's talk through this prop and why I like this one. So if you first off, I want to start with the weather in Wrigley Field tonight. So if you look at the conditions in Wrigley, the wind is going to be blowing in at almost 20 miles per hour. And for those of you that don't know, Wrigley Field, where the Cubs play, it's the most wind-sensitive ballpark in the league. So whenever the winds are blowing out, it greatly helps the hitters because obviously the ball's going to travel farther when the wind's pushing it out. Versus today, for example, when the wind is coming in, when the ball gets hit up in the air, the wind is going to knock that ball down. It's going to push it back into play. I think there's a very good chance we won't see any home runs in this game. You look at the total in this game, 3.1 implied run total for the Cubs, 3.1 implied run total for the Twins. So Vegas, obviously they know about the weather. They're expecting this to be a very low-scoring game. But I don't know if this pitcher fantasy score line is set, factoring in how much the weather is going to help the pitchers here. Any fly balls that get hit to center field, to left center field, that's where the wind's coming in at. Any fly balls that get hit that direction are going to get knocked down, are going to get brought back into play. It's going to be very hard for someone to hit a home run to left center or to center field in this game because of how much the wind is going to be knocking those balls down. So I think this is definitely a spot where we're going to see kind of a lower scoring game here. And I like the matchup for Imanaga facing the Twins. The Twins have had good numbers against left-handed pitching for the whole season. But as of late, the Twins have really been struggling against lefties. If you look at their numbers over the last 30 days, Minnesota does have an above-average K rate in terms of where they rank there. If you look at their season-long strikeout rate against lefties, it's towards the bottom of the league. But over the last 30 days, Minnesota does have a 24.3% K rate against lefties, which ranks 15th. It's tied for 14th. And then if you look at their WRC+, they've got the 4th lowest WRC+ versus lefties over the last 30 days. So not only has Minnesota been striking out more against left-handed pitching lately, they've also been struggling to put up offense and to score runs. They rank 27th in WRC plus. You can look at other metrics as well: 25th in average, 26th in on-base percentage, 29th in slugging. So Minnesota really been slumping lately against lefties. Now they're having to face a good left-handed pitcher in Imanaga, who's got really good numbers. He's been pretty consistent this season. I know lately he's had some up and down starts. Like he had a really good start against Baltimore, had a really good start against Arizona, but he's kind of got roughed up his last two starts against Kansas City and against St. Louis. But those are not easy matchups. Kansas City's hit the ball well this season. St. Louis has been very good against left-handed pitching this season. I like this as another good spot for Imanaga kind of to bounce back. And the wind in Wrigley tonight is what really makes me like this prop. I mean, with the wind blowing in at 20 miles per hour, that is going to really, really help the pitchers here. I don't think we're going to see many runs scored in this game. Obviously, Vegas, with how they're setting the total for this game, they're not expecting many runs to be scored here either. So I do like this over 32.5 pitcher fantasy score for Imanaga. I think we got a pretty good chance at a quality start here for him. I think 5-6 strikeouts is definitely on the table. I would be surprised if he gives up more than 2 or 3 runs, just with how the wins are going to help him here, and with how low Vegas has set the total for this game. Honestly, I think both pitchers, Imanaga and Pablo Lopez, should pitch well here and should be able to limit damage. If runs are going to be scored in this game, they're going to have to be scored from like ground ball singles, ground ball doubles, because any fly balls hit to the outfield are probably gonna, the wind's gonna knock them down, and they're gonna probably be outs. So yeah, I do like that as our second prop for tonight, guys. We're gonna take Shota Imanaga for more than 32.5 pitcher fantasy score. So that's what we're gonna be rolling with as our 2 picks for Tuesday, guys. As always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, again, if they do help you out, just hit that like button down below. Really appreciate the likes, guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And again, if you guys don't have an account over on Prizepicks, be sure to sign up for Prizepicks. Use that promo code NOAH. And when you place your first $5 lineup, you will instantly get $50 in promo funds added to your account, which you can use, obviously, to play more entries, to play more lineups. So definitely check out Prizepicks, guys, and use that code NOAH when you sign up. But that's all that I got for tonight. Good luck on this slate. Let's make some money on this Taco Tuesday, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.